Hello and welcome to New Generation Women, and I'm Janine Fanzenos. I have been quite absent for a while, and the reason is, like, I think so many of us, I just was so tired, and I needed to regenerate from the transformation that's collectively happening, from my own transformation that's happening, facing a lot of trigger points that were coming up through the Corona crisis and everything that was happening around it. So I said, okay, I take the summer and I go back and I retreat as much as I can to come back in September. But I was so much missing the talk shows, and I was missing the connection with juicy, wonderful goddess women, that I'm starting again doing talk shows in July after my vacation. It's starting with the cast of Take Me Home, done by the film director Frances Su, who is living in Mexico. She is leading a retreat with David Hoffmeister, and she has done this movie without any knowledge of film directing. And it was very sweet. She had a dream, and she said it was said in the dream, the movie is already done, you're guiding and making a film. And she had absolutely no clue. She was not even in A Course in Miracles at that time. She's a teacher and leader of A Course in Miracles, again, that's run from Mexico, and at the moment done with global wonderful retreats to spread the teaching. And when it came to, when she had that insight of now is the time, now is the right time, they needed to act really quickly so that she has the camera crew, the equipment ready. And then on the spot, literally, she asked, she was always thinking, I have a supporting role. And then she asked, so who is going to be the film director? And she was told, you. So she said, oh. And of course, her heart dropped, and she went to Google and said, oh my God, I have to start tomorrow. I don't even know what a film director is doing, so let's Google it. And then she was on the spot. She was trained via Google. This is what a film director is doing. I think the movie is just so heart-touching, so authentic. It's talking about a transformational process. What a good point to talk about it now. And it's so authentically showing the cast, people like you and me, who are going through a phase of finding themselves, of going through the layers of pains and sadness, and coming back or coming out of it in such a, I always say, people who have transformed, there's a shine in their face, there's a light in their face, there's almost like this anti-aging effect in their face. Such a beauty very often appears in the outside, while it's just, in quotes, the beauty in the inside. So that's going to happen with the whole cast. I'm going to have the interview by end of July. Then in August, juicy, wonderful women of transformation, I called it, are going to be part of it, of the talk show. It's going to be a singer, a musician who has been also part of The Voice. She decided to do her own music and not be part of The Voice anymore, out of the decision to really listen to her own guidance. She works in prison with prisoners to free their voice, and does a lot of liberation work for voices, and does an amazing transformational work with this. Then we have from Mexico, she's such a juicy woman who works in the most awesome and magical way with women, guiding them to their magic. And then we have a wonderful artist. She got stuck in New York. She's still in New York. And she is an artist, she's an intuitive, she's an author, and she's doing now workshops on sensitive leadership for women. So this is going to happen. We have athletes. Yes, I have got some really great athletes coming up in September. And just to give you this, gosh, it's so good to connect with you again. I so much miss that. And in my tiredness, I thought, oh, I'm never going to do a talk show again. But of course, I cannot do it, but do it. So I'm so happy to be back. And sorry for that I didn't connect. I needed to really feel again, where is the spark? What is important for you right now? How do you want to show up and present yourself and your work in this whole transformational process? And as hard as it is sometimes, definitely transformation has back tailwind. So anything that we are facing right now is just so much more speeding up in the process of healing and moving forward. And always sounds kind of, okay, it's just healing, that's it. But when you think about what healing brings, it brings so much more joy and freedom and authenticity. And that was also one of my decisions. It doesn't need to be hard all the time. I was reminded of my wonderful mentor, David Hoffmeister, who is leading the retreat in Mexico. Janine, come back and reconnect with your joy. that is always there. And that was so true, the playfulness. So I also bought myself a stand-up paddling board. I bought myself walking shoes, walking sticks, hiking shoes. I mean, I was so gung-ho. I said, okay, I cannot dance. And I always started dancing again, even at just 60 minutes, even in squares, the joy is back. And I said, no, I don't need to do it the hard way right now. And this is what I wanted to leave you as a piece of inspiration. As hard as it is right now, or for some people that just go through the motions, but don't numb. Don't wait until it's over. Really, even if you cannot travel as much as you can, usually vacation feels kind of empty or strange. We don't go to countries or to places we would never like to go. We feel tired. That's all embraced and all accepted. It's this little moments. I took my walking sticks yesterday and I went to the countryside, and the sun was going down. I was just walking and I was so happy. I mean, it was just walking, emptiness and spaciousness. And then seeing back my dance teacher, doing something, giving myself a nice treat of dinner. And I gave myself that treat, being so disciplined in my spiritual practice. I said, okay, for you, your spiritual practice is to listen to interviews, to see sequences of something that you completely enjoy. So your spiritual practice is your medicine to connect back with joy. And you give yourself this time out that you normally would give to your spiritual practice for connecting with joy. I found an amazing gymnast. Her name is Caitlin Ohashi. She has a 10-0, received a 10.0 for her floor routine. If you can look her up in YouTube, she is so amazing. Then I saw her coach, Ms. Val, who was so amazing, that how she explained how she would coach people, that she was building trust, that she connected with them on a human level so that they would get all the joy and expression out in their routines, in their daily practices. And when you see that, it's just inspiring. You cannot but laugh and smile. So I so recommend taking those summer months before we might go into a next phase, and we don't know where that goes, but it's definitely more downtime now. Do it, take back your playful boots, go back into your playful boots and do the things that you playfully lift your spirit. And anything that is lifting your spirit, that is the thing to do right now. That is the spiritual practice. And it can be so numb. It can be so easy, so simple, like reading a comedy, drawing a company, taking out your walking sticks, buying something like a stand-up paddling board, even if it might feel like, oh, I shouldn't do it right now, or I've lost a lot of money, or I'm self-employed. Do something that might even feel, this is not so responsible. I think I'm talking to the women who are always responsible, always duty-oriented, always, do it the loyal and the ethical and the integral and the right way. I'm talking to you exactly. Just do something crazy again. And even if it's just playing music 10 minutes before you start your day, and you dance and you rock a little bit, and make that your practice. So that brought me back on my feet, connecting back to you, picking up my talk shows again. So thank you for your patience. I see you soon. I see you back in July after my vacation in some part of Austria. I've never been, but I somehow have the feeling it's going to be a great vacation. After all the disappointments, I couldn't go to Mexico, to California. I couldn't even go to Sweden. And I felt like, gosh, my freedom is taken away. I felt like an animal in a cage. But somehow having those niches and those breakout moments with immediate thing, with the immediacy and the spontaneity, that is something that I think brings us through the summer months, where we go into a new passage, and the passage will open up niches, and we know that. And the passage will come with new spaces. And for all of us who have been on the spiritual path for such a long time, for all of us who are facing bravery, vulnerability, I absolutely 100% believe there is an opportunity for us, such a big opportunity. It feels like we have been working towards it. It's just the last little step that needs the completion. So having said this on this positive note, have a beautiful rest of your day, a soulful rest of your day, wherever you are. Talk to you soon, latest in July, with Take Me Home, the cast of a documentary. Until then, lots of joy, lots of joy. Bye-bye. I don't even find the stop button anymore. Where is it? Here it is. Just my mouse doesn't want to go there. My mouse, I will let it go. So let me find, and here it comes. Now, finally.